The electric eel gets its name from its shocking abilities. Special organs in the eel's body release powerful electric charges of up to 650 volts. They are not very aggressive animals. The eel uses its shock to stun prey and keep predators at bay. Electric eels are nocturnal, live in muddy, dark waters, and have poor eyesight. So instead of using eyes, electric eels emit a weak electric signal, which they use like radar to navigate, to find a mate, and to find prey. Once prey is found, electric eels will use a much stronger shock to stun prey, usually smaller fish. Electric eels can grow up to 8 feet in length. Despite their appearance, electric eels aren't eels at all. They are more closely related to carp and catfish. When a great white shark is born, along with up to a dozen siblings, it immediately swims away from its mother. From there, they start their own. Their mother may see them only as prey. At birth, a baby great white shark is already about 5 feet long. As it grows, it may reach a length up to 4 times that. The baby shark will live its life at the top of the ocean's food chain. But before it grows larger, the baby shark must avoid predators bigger than it is, including other great white sharks. Many baby sharks do not survive their first year. Young great white sharks eat fish. As they grow, the shark's favorite prey becomes sea mammals, especially sea lions and seals. When they see a seal at the surface of the water, sharks will often position themselves underneath the seal. Using their tails as propellers, they swim upward at a fast sprint, burst out of the water in a leap called a breach, and fall back into the water with the seal in their mouths. They can smell a single drop of blood from half kilometers away. Sharks don't chew their food, they rip off chunks of meat and swallow them whole. This shark's unusual name comes from the hammer-like shape of its head. A hammerhead shark uses its wide head to trap stingrays by sticking them to the ocean bottom. The shark's eye placement on each end of its very wide head allows it to scan more area more quickly than other sharks can. The hammerhead also has special sensors across its head that help to scan for food in the ocean. Its body emits electrical signals which are picked up by sensors on the hammerhead. The shark hunts alone and can find stingrays that hide under the sand on the ocean bottom. Hammerheads also eat bony fishes, crabs, squid, lobsters, and other sea creatures. The upper sides of these fish are grayish-brown or olive green, and they have white bellies. Hammerheads' mouths are on the underside of their heads. These sharks do not lay eggs. A female gives birth to live young. 1 litter can range from 6 to about 50 pups. When a hammerhead pup is born, its head is more rounded than its parents. The Megalodon is one of the frightening-looking fish. Luckily, it went extinct some 2.5 million years ago, so you don't have to worry about seeing one today. The Megalodon's mouth was huge. Its jaws could open wide enough to swallow 2 adults standing side by side. The giant shark used its sharp teeth to chow down on whales, dolphins, seals, and other sharks. Megalodons likely spent most of their time in shallow waters close to shore. Being the biggest, toothiest fish in the sea didn't always protect megalodons from predators though. Newborn megalodons, which were only about 6 feet long, were likely sometimes eaten by other adult sharks. The megalodon couldn't adapt to its changing environment. Unlike people, animals can't always move to a new location or find a new food source when their habitat changes. Megalodons were adapted to warmer waters and needed lots of enormous marine mammals to feed on. The megalodons were left behind without enough food to survive. Mobula rays lives throughout the world in warm water. These fish have a pair of wings called as fins that extend up to 17 feet. The fins help to balance rays from the sea when they jump. Scientists aren't exactly sure why Mobula rays do these jumps, but they think it may be to show off for a potential mate, get rid of parasites, or communicate. Mobula rays are good at swimming as they are at jumping. While swimming, they move their fins up and down to steer through the water. Even baby Mobula rays, born at 25 pounds with their fins curled, are gifted gliders. The babies, called pups, immediately unfold their fins and swim off. These marine animals eat small fish and zooplankton. When the rays find an area rich with food, they share it with group. The Mola is gigantic ocean sunfish. These giant sunfish can grow to weigh as much as 2,268 kilograms and length of 14 feet from face to tail. The Mola has an unusual look. It's round. Its tail fin doesn't grow along with the rest of the fish after the Mola hatches. It remains short and rounded. The short fin is called a clavus. Mollusks use the clavus to steer as they swim. Mollusks enjoy sunning themselves at the surface of the ocean. This is why they are also called sunfish. When the fish is fully grown, it gains more than 60 million times its weight. They also eat small fish and microscopic plants and animals found in the water. But jellyfish are a mola's favorite food. Molas repeatedly suck in and spit out whatever they are feeding on. This process tears the food into smaller pieces that the molas can more easily swallow. Mollusks are not dangerous, but they are rather curious. They often approach divers and snorkelers just to investigate. Red-bellied piranhas are red on their undersides from the chin and cheeks to the belly. The head and body are various shades of grey. Their sides are flecked with bright, silver scales. Red-bellied piranhas have powerful muscles that attach to a short, stout lower jaw fitted with triangular, razor-sharp teeth, which interlock neatly with a matching set above. This design allows piranhas to bite down with incredible force and shearing ability. However, these formidable teeth are not usually visible, being covered by thick, fleshy lips. They can grow to be a little over 14 inches long and weigh up to 1.81 kilograms. Red-bellied piranhas are found throughout the Amazon River basin and have a lifespan of 10 years or more. Smaller piranhas search for food during the day, while larger fish tend to be more active at dawn and dusk. Sand tiger sharks are also known as grey nurse sharks. Like all sharks, they also breathe underwater, through their gills. But sand tigers have one unique habit. They are the only sharks that come to the surface to gulp air, but not to breathe. The air ends up in its stomach. The air makes the shark more buoyant, so it can float motionless in the water as it watches for prey. Sand tigers generally hunt at night, just above the ocean floor. Sand tiger sharks like the shallow water close to shore and so have sand in their name. The tiger was inspired by their big appetite. Sand tiger sharks look ferocious with a row of jagged teeth that you can see even when their mouths are closed. However, these fish are not very aggressive toward people and bother people only when people bother them first. Many aquariums keep sand tiger sharks in their shark exhibits because they're so impressive looking and survive well in captivity. On the top of its body, a sand tiger is brownish grey and often sprinkled with darker spots. Its belly is whitish. Some kinds of sharks lay eggs, others, like the sand tiger, give birth to live young called pups. A newborn can swim and eat right away. When young, their main danger is bigger sharks, but once they grow to their full size, they no longer have major predators to worry about. The SmallTooth Sawfish is one of the largest species of sawfish, reaching lengths of up to 25 feet. SmallTooth sawfish reproduce via internal fertilization and give birth to well-developed, live young. After birth, the young receive no further parental care and are immediately self-sufficient with respect to feeding and avoiding predation. SmallTooth sawfish use their long rostrums for the dual purposes of locating prey and immobilizing it. The rostrum is covered with special organs that help these fish locate prey in the low visibility of coastal waters by sensing the electric field created by other fishes and invertebrates. After locating small fish prey, SmallTooth sawfish shake their heads from side to side, injuring or stunning fish and making them easier to capture. SmallTooth sawfish also use their electric sense and their rostrums to dig for buried invertebrates in soft sediments on the seafloor. Using these methods, SmallTooth sawfish eat a variety of prey. Though the rostrum is a vital component of SmallTooth sawfish biology and ecology, it is also a large part of the cause of its overwhelming depletion. The rostrum is easily entangled in fishing nets. Goblin sharks are a species of fish that usually live at the bottom of the ocean along continental shelves. Goblin sharks can grow up to 12 feet long and weigh up to 460 pounds. They have narrow snouts and fang-like teeth. Spotted mostly off the coast of Japan, they're named for their likeness to mythical goblins that appear in Japanese folklore. Scientists believe goblin sharks are solitary, just like many other shark species. They also think the fish are most active in the morning and evening. These animals are likely sluggish creatures, which can make it hard to chase food. Luckily for the slowpokes, their special extendable jaws give them some extra bite. A goblin shark's top and bottom teeth are attached to ligaments, or bands of skin tissue tucked into its mouth. When prey is just out of reach, the shark extends the elastic tissue out of the mouth to nab the grub. This allows the animal to chow down on snacks such as teleost fish and squid. It also makes the shark one jaw-dropping fish,